need to be kind of smart about how you set up your lighting. Again, install fixtures so the light bulb isn't visible and not pointed in the direction that people will be viewing. Shouldn't be easily accessible in order to avoid bulbs being unscrewed. You know, if people will go up, they'll put a motion sensor light, you know, on their garage or whatever, and then the burglar will come along and they'll reach up and they'll unscrew the light bulb and, you know, break into the garage. So, you know, wherever you can, your security light should be installed in such a way that someone can't just casually reach up and you know, unscrew a light bulb or break it or something like that. One suggestion is to use photoelectric cells, dusk to dawn lighting. You know, these are lights that automatically come on when it gets dark outside and they turn off when daylight comes back up. I'm a big fan of motion sensor lights. I think that they're really good for this. One, you know, they won't be on all night, annoying your neighbor, okay? Burning electricity, which is no longer penny cheap, by the way. Also, they can also give you a heads up. This is one thing that's unique to something like a motion sensor light. Say you come home at 3 o'clock in the morning because you've been volunteering down at the local shelter or whatever it is you do out until 3 o'clock in the morning. You pull into your driveway and you notice that the motion sensor light in your backyard is on, right? You know, that can tell you that something or someone was recently in your backyard. And that can give you just a little bit of extra information that maybe you should pay a little more attention as you go from your garage to your back door. Again, it's probably, you know, a neighbor's cat or a squirrel or something like that. But it can just give you that little heads up that maybe you should pay a little more attention as you go from your garage to your back door, or as you walk up your front steps or whatever. Motion sensor lights are really good for that sort of thing. The building exterior, this is one of those nice houses on the Humboldt Greenway. Building exterior, again, the roof, the walls, the doors, you know, all of that sort of thing. We don't need to belabor that point too much. Now, doors, part of the exterior doors on your house. Again, most common way to break in is going to be through a door. They're going to kick it open, it's going to be left unlocked, or they're going to break the glass and unlock it themselves, something like that. So doors are something that you need to pay attention to in terms of your security. First of all, you should never use an interior door in an exterior application. Interior doors, hollow core doors, are not terribly effective in terms of stopping an intruder. You want to use, you know, a solid wooden door, a steel door, you know, some fiberglass doors that are really good in that regard, something like that. Hollow core door, interior type door in an exterior application should never be used for a lot of reasons. Security, just one of them. If you got a steel door frame for your exterior doors, all the better. It's not necessary, but a steel door frame can also go a long way. Remember what I showed you, that guy that kicked open the door, how it was the door jamb that split open? No, if you've got a steel door and a steel door frame, he's not going to kick that door open. Hinges should never be exposed to the outside. Again, the sliding doors, and I've got something, one of the handouts there talks about securing sliding glass doors. And I think that's something that if you have one, you should take a look at, because they have some particular vulnerabilities. It's not difficult for someone to actually remove a sliding glass door from the track from the outside. They're designed so that when you install them, you kind of push it into the upper track, put it in place, then it settles down into the lower track and it slides back and forth. Well, to take the door out, you just push it up until it disengages from the bottom track and pull it out. Burglars gain entry that way. Okay.
Is there any way to stabilize it so they can't do that?
Why, yes, there is. Thank you for asking. And the handout on sliding glass doors talks about that. It's kind of hard to describe, but basically it involves drilling some holes in the upper track and putting in some flathead screws that stick out about 1/8 of an inch or so after the door is installed. You know, the door is installed, you open the door, you drill some holes, you put in some flathead screws, and you close the door. They don't extend far enough that they interfere with the motion of the door, but they do extend far enough to prevent someone from lifting the door off the bottom off the bottom track while the door is closed. Fairly simple thing to do, and again, inexpensive, not difficult, and can save you some headache there. This is an example of the type of door not to use. Again, this is just a hollow core door. It's got a wooden frame, a thin veneer on the outside, and then a cardboard honeycomb on the inside, which gives it some structural stability. Again, not something you want to use to keep someone out of your house. One thing that's really important, if you don't have a steel door frame, and most of us don't in our homes, it's much more common in commercial applications, is to use a heavy-duty or a high-security strike plate.